Has just partnered with for our training hub. So if you're an instructor, you might want to pay attention and see what's coming down the pipe. But even better yet, if you're a member of CFI, they have also created a profile which you would be familiar with if you are signed up on Go Carrera. It's going to offer a lot of great benefits to our members. And I'm going to let these guys explain and show you what we're going to be what we're doing. And we're moving CFI into the 21st century. Go ahead, guys.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick it off with just telling you the essentials around this is you may know Go Carrera before. It is now TradeTap. The purpose of that was to create some softwares to support the industry. One of them that we have partnered with CFI on is called the Training Hub. So CFI has their own Training Hub. we're essentially digitizing their curriculum for their training hub, putting the CFI trainings and certifications at the fingertip of every installer. The goal, obviously, is to make the administration of training more accessible to installers, easier for the industry and the instructors to implement, and then the installers will get their VTI, which is the Verified Trade Index. That's their skill rating within our software. That will automatically be impacted by their trainings and certifications that they take through the training hub with CFI. So this is streamlining, guys. We're moving things a little bit fast from an analog system into a system that can be digitized and administered in a very quick manner. So Ben is going to kind of walk through what it is, but this is the kind of single sign-on screen for TradeTap. The VTI is the #1 deal, and VTI, just as a note, is your skill score. That skill score goes from rookie all the way over to elite artisan. Rookie, intermediate, experienced, proficient, expert, master, artisan, elite artisan. That's the levels within the VTI. The goal is for an installer to have their VTI badge, and when they go up to their general contractor or their homeowner, they're like, "Hi, my name is Paul. I'm here to measure up your kitchen for tile," or whatever the deal. "Here's my accredited profile. Please check me out, and I'll be here to answer any questions as soon as I'm done measuring your house." That homeowner gets the opportunity to get to know your skill and ability from your from your profile within the VTI. What CFI is doing is supporting installers by increasing their VTI through the training hub. It allows installers to get training right from their fingertip and increase their VTI score. The application of which you can go to the training hub is this icon. You can go to Jumpstart, which is where our job board is. Everybody, all the new FCEF trained installers, the new people to the industry, every installer on the VTI can hire new helpers right off of Jumpstart. So we're trying to put an ecosystem together to support the installer, the professional installer, and separate those guys from the guy that just jumped off the roof because it's too hot to work outside anymore, slaps a "I'm a carpet installer" on the side of his van and starts competing. Like Ben likes to say, the barrier to entry into flooring is so low. We don't have licensing. We don't have anything that keeps somebody from competing with the installers that we've been training through through CFI for years. How do you separate them? How does a homeowner know that CFI R1 is better than this guy? If he talks better than you, he may just win the job and he has no credentials to prove it. So that's why we built the software. It's to support you guys. You can come up here and QR code and start your free profile. One other thing, the profile on your VTI profile is free for life. There's never a charge. You can upgrade it to a full website, but that's up to you. It's free for life.
So one of the things I wanted to add with the profile, CFI will be using the TradeTap profile as our new Find It installer. So it's going to provide customers, retailers, manufacturers, and the homeowner a really great view of what your skill sets are. And I know that the profile through TradeTap is going to offer some other, benefits as far as how to enhance it and market yourself. But that is going to be the new Find An Installer, which is going to be 10 times better, 100 times better than what we have right now.
Yeah, so the Find An Installer on steroids, essentially, because when you go to find an installer, it's you don't get to know them before you call them. What we're providing is full detail on the installer. The homeowner, whoever's looking for you, will have much more information, kind of know a little bit about you. You'll have a bio in your VTI. We have several CFI guys that have profiles already and has benefited from the marketplace. But the real benefit is being able to separate yourself and be found. So anyway, take it away, Ben.
All right. Well, we're glad you guys are here. I do think that what we're doing is offering a set of software that's
Speak up.
is offering a set of software that lets you market yourself in a way that you haven't been able to before. As Paul mentioned, everything starts off with a single sign-on screen. The Verified Trade Index powers all of our software. So here, what I've done is put together a demo bio so that you can a demo profile so that you can see what we're talking about. We're going to start with the Verified Trade Index, and then we're going to move over to the Training Hub. So I'm going to try to talk as loud as I can. If you can't hear me up there that well, feel free to come down here, but we'll show you what the software looks like. So I'm going to sign in. You sign in with your own unique password and also your email. And here what you see is just an opportunity to really communicate about yourself to people who are interested in what you do. We highly recommend getting a picture on your profile. If you don't have one already, we think you should go ahead and do that because it'll help you to communicate. Make yourself a real person instead of something just digital.
I'm going to talk because I can barely hear you, so I know they can barely hear you with all the saws. I'm just going to talk about as you can see over here, each discipline, carpet, ceramic, resilient, hardwood, epoxy coatings, inspection, all of these have unique to that discipline's VTI. Here in carpet, Ben's profile is experienced. In ceramic, he's elite artisan. That means he's a really, really damn good tile guy and a pretty good carpet guy. Resilient, he's proficient. So you can see this, and the homeowner sees this right away, or the customer sees that right away. You can also see Ben's favorite flooring to install. These are just elected his favorite floorings to install.
So the other thing that we need to show you here really is training, because everything in the Verified Trade Index is based on your experience and it's based on the industry training that you've received. So if you go, these labels are important, and I think they kind of accurately communicate an installer's skill level. But if you click on training, what you can see is actually the training that I got that let me earn those skill levels, those labels. So with carpet, I took CFI Commercial 1 and CFI Commercial 2. Well, I'm focused on commercial, so that's really where I devoted my training energy. With ceramic, I was a certified tile installer verified, and I took some of their highest level classes, and that made me elite artisan along with the years of experience.
I do want to point out one thing. This is all the CTI levels, so this is just not the CTI certification. This is, and we're going to break that out more clearly, but this is their 100, 200, 300, and I think there's a 400 as well. So that's how it got that high.
This is up to 300, got me to elite artisan.
Yeah, and 20 years experience.
And 20 years experience. With Resilient, something similar. I continue to have all those years of experience, and what I also have is NAFCT training, OSHA training, more into NAFCT training, professional floor covering training, and some CFI training. So all those things added together, and the order that I took them earned me, a pretty good Resilient rating. With wood, my training is focused on CFI again and on the National Wood Flooring Association training. So that is really how this works, right? Everything is based on the skills, the experience that you have, and the trainings that you've taken. And it lets people who have really invested in their career differentiate themselves from people who maybe just got tired of roofing or got tired of carpentry one day.
One other thing to be clear on, as you look at this, is all of these trainings are they're driven by an algorithm. That algorithm is simply, it loves when an installer gets trained and then applies and trains and applies and trains and applies. So multiple trainings mixed in with your years of experience is what really will increase your score, as opposed to a guy who maybe he's been in it 5 years or 10 years and then gets all his trainings in 6 months or something just to try to increase it. he'll have a lower rating than someone who got it throughout their career. Train, apply, train, apply, train, apply. That's how we learn. That's how like if you went through an apprenticeship program, you know, they teach you a little bit and then they want you to teach you a little bit and do. And that's what the algorithm loves, that ends up giving you a good VTI profile.
So as we talked about a little bit earlier, there's 5 pieces of software in the whole TradeTap ecosystem. Today, we are focused on 2 of them. We already talked about the VTI. You know, the idea with a VTI really is that an installer can really raise the level of communication that he has with customers by walking in. He has a legit physical ID badge that has his picture on it, also has our QR code on there. A customer or a potential customer can scan that QR code and see the digital version of their profile, which is going to look, you know, just like this. And they'll be able to see all kinds of information about that installer. They'll be able to tell that not only have they devoted years of their lives to earning that VTI, but they also went out and got some of the best industry training that's available to also earn the VTI. You can show that, have your customer look at that while you go back, you measure the job, you know, you come back out, answer any questions that customer has. And it's just a way of interacting and marketing yourself that you just will not have if you don't engage in this kind of professional software that'll allow you to do that. You know, the other element of it also is, I think, that I guess the differentiation. So I guess
it's really a digital resume that lives with you for your years of experience and the training that you've invested in on yourself. So
I think
think of it that way.
I think Paul mentioned earlier that it's free now and it's going to be free for life. If you agree that this kind of differentiation really helps you develop your career, and we know that it does, we've processed around $30 million in our past of installation work on our platform. And we know for a fact that people with higher VTIs make more money than people who do not have that. What we also know is that people with higher VTIs pick and choose the work that they want. And so with a high VTI, you have the opportunity to earn more money. And maybe even more important, you have the opportunity to pick and choose the work that you really want to do so that you can spend your days, you know, being happy, doing work that you like, instead of just doing work that you have to do to get by.
Yeah.
There is one opportunity that we have that you can opt in for about $15 a month. You can have a full website that we will power for you, an elegant, sophisticated website, also based on real data, just like this is. And it gives you the chance to really communicate about yourself simply, a little less, I would say, data intense, and let you kind of spread things out, let you talk more about the work that you've done, show pictures of the work that you've done, things like that. So with that, do you have anything else you want to say about the VTI? We're going to switch over to the Training Hub.
Just that it cannot be understated, the fact that we have data that backs this stuff. As Ben said, we've processed over $30 million of work across our previous platform called Go Carrera, which is changing over to TradeTap. It's a rebrand. That platform is still up, processing work every single day, but with in excess of $30 million processed across our platform, higher rating, higher pay. Higher rating, more success on jobs. It is proven. It's not a theory. It's been proven.
So CFI is our founding partner for the newest piece of software we're introduced, which is called the Training Hub. And the Training Hub is really for training entities. It provides all the tools that a training entity needs to professionally, efficiently implement their activities. All the admin is done for them. The operations portion of it is done for them. And it allows these training entities to really focus on the quality of their training, making sure that it's implemented consistently everywhere that it's happening, and making sure that installers are really getting the best opportunity to develop their careers, develop their skill set, develop their hand skills, so that they'll be more proficient in their daily work. This is the homepage of CFI's brand new Training Hub. And as you can see, they actually control all of the content here. And you'll probably see it changing, sort of like you might see on a website, so that they can really talk to all of their constituents about what's important to CFI and to installers right now. What we have here is a list of current and upcoming classes that CFI is offering. They can have any announcements that they want to. And I have actually gone ahead and ahead of time, I registered for the first class that all of CFI's content is on our training hub. And it's LVP 1. So I've gone ahead, I've registered for that class, I paid for that class. And so I can go over here to my courses.
Just real quick, one quick note. This is CFI's training hub. It's not ours. It's a piece of software we built that is CFI's. The benefit that where we come involved is the verified trade index is automatically impacted by the results of the training hub. So we don't have to call CFI and say, hey, did John actually get R1 and R2 certified? That sometimes right now in our current system takes weeks. This will take seconds.
So it's efficient for us, it's efficient for CFI, and it's also efficient for you.
Yeah.
You go out there and you take this class. There's a series of quizzes that you have to pass. There's hand skills tests that you have to pass. CFI decides how all that works. Once you have passed that class, that you can see your VTI change immediately. So it doesn't, now we have to verify those in an analog way. We have to make phone calls. We have to send emails. With this, it just happens immediately. You'll be able to see what's happening with your training, what's happening with your VTI in real time. So with this class, all the details here. I mean, this is real software that's working in real time. They divided it up into, I believe, 10 modules in this particular class. You have to do them one by one. I've gone ahead and released this information so that it's all here so I can show you. But the way that it works is once you've paid, once you're registered, then the information that CFI wants you to have ahead of time, any pre-study work, any information like that, it'll be shared with you immediately. You can look at it on your computer, you can look at it on your tablet, you can look at it on your phone. You can interact with that information in any way that you want to. You can learn a glossary of terms. You can learn industry know-how, all the things CFI wants you to know before you take that class. So you can show up prepared in a way that you really couldn't before. You don't have to keep up with anything except your phone, which you're already keeping up with. So CFI might have announcements ahead of time. They have this glossary of terms ahead of time. Welcome. They let you know what they're all about and why.
And some of this is going to get upgraded. Like, I believe they envision maybe a video for a welcome that Joe's going to be on.
That's a really good point. That this, it is completely interactive, and so you can. It's completely interactive, so that you can see videos, so that you can see slideshows, so that you can see anything that CFI wants you to see before you get to the training. Certifications are prerequisites. They show you that. And here, I mean, it just ends up looking like a bunch of verbiage on the page. But this is training that these guys have invested a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time in, so that they put it here for you one time. They can upgrade it at any time. Schedule the class in as many places with as many different instructors as they want to. And again, really spend, Jen can spend her time making the classes better rather than, sharing information, because the Training Hub takes care of all of that for you. There are quizzes that are in here that it automatically grades them. CFI decides how many chances they want you to have to take those quizzes. Then the instructors watch you with your hand skills tests. They can document what you're doing. They can give you pointers. They can note when you pass. They can note opportunities you have to get better for future trainings, so that they'll really be able to, stick with you and help you develop your career as quickly as you can.
Yeah, student notes is a good part of this. Student notes is where you may be struggling with something, and let's say Rollin is your instructor. He can log that. And then when the next instructor is teaching you the next course, that instructor can see that maybe you were struggling with, I don't know, figuring out how to run a row or seal a seam or deal with spindles or whatever the situation that you were struggling with. Those student notes stick with you and inform the next instructor on where they can kind of personalize that training.
So at the end of all of their trainings is a survey and feedback so that installers will have the opportunity to impact future CFI training. And we think this is a really important point. It definitely gives installers a voice and what future CFI training is going to look like. And it's going to be part of all of their classes on the Training Hub. So, one more thing I just want to emphasize again, we've talked about it, but it really is the linchpin, the hub around all of which this revolves, and that is your VTI. So if you don't have one already, you can scan this QR code over here. It'll get you started. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. We'll be able to document and verify your years of experience and the training that you've already had. And then you'll have the benefit of this sort of virtual licensure going to help you develop your career going forward. That's really what we have to talk about today. If you have a VTI, I really hope that you'll come up here and grab a shirt, because these are what I would call kind of upgraded shirts.
Not your typical trade show
they're
shirts.
pretty nice shirts. And if you don't have a VTI, scan the QR code. We're going to go ahead and give you a shirt as well. So that's what we're looking for today. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. Paul or I or Jen, others are here to answer any questions that you have.
Yeah, in closing, I'd just say this isn't one of those demos that's real exciting. I mean, we're showing you a training hub, right? The important thing is that we're trying to make it easier access, easier implementation on the instructors and the training that CFI provides. So our vision is that everybody has a VTI and everybody gets trained through CFI and increases their digital footprint as a quality, awesome installer. Sorry if you didn't get to catch all that. It's been really loud. We're yelling as loud as we can to get it through, but appreciate you guys giving us a few moments of your day. And come get a VTI, grab a t-shirt. Thank you guys.